Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration. We are back. It's amazing how time is flying. Today, we have a really great topic today about whether or not we are in a spiritual battle. So, I want to say right up front this has nothing to do with the Bible. This has nothing to do with being a Christian. This has nothing to do with God. In fact, this spiritual battle doesn't care if you're a Christian or you're a Buddhist. It doesn't care if you have a penis or a vagina. It doesn't care if you are overweight or you have a six pack. It doesn't care if you are homeless or you drive a Rolls Royce, because this affects all of humanity. And so this is what I'm going to be talking about today is the energetic perspective on the spiritual battle that is affecting everyone, and how you can combat or defend yourself against this, because there are those who are like, this battle is against all of humanity, but not everyone is in the battle. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason that you can step out of the battle. I was very much in this battle, and I have been for a while. And it feels like I've finally stepped up and out. And so I want to share the energetic secrets of how I was able to do that. But first, I want to share with you some of my spiritual background and maybe some things you might not know about me. I don't often share about myself, and maybe I should share more about me. But I was born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness, so that was my spiritual background. And we were trained, we were groomed to be in this spiritual battle. We were always preparing for Armageddon, which was supposed to happen at any moment, at any moment. Now, I was born and raised into this religion, and growing up, we were always on edge of when this was supposed to happen. And also growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, it was a very deprived kind of childhood. We couldn't participate like the rest of the world. We were in the world, but not of the world. We had to isolate ourselves in many ways. And in fact, I only had two really good friends from the fourth grade on, and it was only because they were twins. I got a 2 for 1, and they were Jehovah's Witnesses. So we had a very isolated life, always preparing for Armageddon, this battle of light and dark, the king of the north, the king of the south. And a lot of this we didn't even understand, but we just were always on edge that this Armageddon thing was going to happen. As a matter of fact, in 1975, I got married in September because of the dates that the Jehovah's Witnesses had been setting, and Armageddon was supposed to happen in October. So I got married in September of 1975 to just be able to slide under that Armageddon wire, which of course never came. And then they just kept setting dates and setting dates and setting dates. And so my whole life, until I finally left the Jehovah's Witnesses when I was 38 and suicidal, was in preparation for this battle, was in preparation for this spiritual warfare. And so now, having gotten out of the Jehovah's Witnesses, I ran a support group every month for 9 years. That was part of my deprogramming process. That now I see this spiritual battle in a much different light, because I have spent a lot of time and energy learning about the spiritual realm. Because I was a Jehovah's Witness, that was all off limits. Like anything that had to do with um, like astrology or tarot cards or anything that has to do with what they would call the occult. And not that I'm even into tarot cards or any of that, but just learning about this spiritual realm has become a big fascination for me. So when I'm talking about spiritual realm, I'm talking about that unseen realm that has a very, very big impact on humanity. And so some people will think about, the light spiritual realm, all the angels and the guides, and And there is that equal and opposite polarity that is also in the spiritual realm, the darker energies, the fear entities, the control beings. And so this all has a direct influence on humanity, how we feel, what we think, what we're doing. And this has also come to the point where, and we can all feel it, right? We can all feel the tension building. And there's an energy that on the planet right now that I refer to as the 1%. This 1% energy is not a literal number. This 1% is an energy. And some people will refer to it as the Illuminati or the New World Order or what all of those kinds of names. Whatever name you give it doesn't really matter. I refer to that energy as the 1% because it is a relatively small compared to the rest of humanity. However, there's a very pronounced feeling that this energy imposes on humanity. And the way this energy will feel, sometimes it'll make you feel very tired, like you'll be driving along or maybe working at your computer and you think it's something else. But this energy will come over you like a wet blanket. It'll make you feel very tired, like you can't even keep your eyes open. But it's a different kind of tired than I didn't get enough sleep. It's it's a different kind of tired in that almost feel like you're going unconscious. And that's this energy. They want to keep us asleep. They want to keep humanity in a deep slumber so that they can continue to have this free range slavery program going where humanity feels like they have to work hard for this machine. And they're not working hard enough. They're not doing enough. They're not struggling enough. They're not suffering enough. And so this 1%, they actually live on these darker, lower vibrating energies, the energy of fear, the energy of worry, the energy of anxiety and anger and rage. All these lower vibrating energies are what this 1% feeds on. And there is actually another energy that's controlling even the 1%. This is the reptilian energy. And so all of this might be, whoa, this is like way weird. And I used to think it was weird too, until it became very real for me. And I started to discover energetically and learn more about my energy field. And so there was a day, it was actually before I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, that I had this curiosity about the spiritual realm. And I decided to go to a psychic fair that was, at least an hour, could have been 2 hours away from where I lived. Then I figured nobody's going to see me there. They're not going to turn me in. And so I went to the psychic fair. And because I was fascinated about this spiritual realm. And, as well, anyway, so I go to this psychic fair and I'm talking with a gentleman there who does a reading on me. And I was completely fascinated by this because this is a man I'd never seen before. He starts telling me things about my father, and what he was telling me started to make me cry. And I thought, wow, how does he know these things? How can he touch me so deeply? And that really pulled me in, and it was fascinating. So when I went home, I went to the psychic school that he belonged to, that he was affiliated with. And the director there said to me as I walked in the door, I see this man sitting in a chair, and there's this woman standing around him, kind of going like this to the around the man. And I'm looking at it with very curiosity, a lot of curiosity. So the director says, "Would you like to feel an aura?" And I thought, wow, that sounds very fascinating. Sure. So I did what the woman was doing. I just, whoa, it's sad right there. And then I felt some more. And It's sad over here, but not anywhere else, just like in these little pockets. And there isn't anybody that could have told me that I didn't feel what I felt. That was a very real, tangible experience that I felt in my body. And so I became hooked from that physical experience. And I started to go to this school. And I went to this school every week. Well, it turned into another school, but the same kind of program. And I went to this school every week for 12 years. This became my cult in reverse, having grown up as a Jehovah's Witness. Every time I was in line at this clinic, at this school, and people would come in to get readings or healings, every single one of those people that came in became a mirror for me to see what I could see in them, but I couldn't see in myself. And so this became all the places where I started to heal myself. So if you do anything for 12 years, you're going to get pretty good at it. So this is how I've been able to hone my skill, my craft, my gifts that I've been given, and it just keeps getting better. So there's been some things that I have discovered as a part of this exploration, because even after I left that school, I started to learn new things that it was almost like the school only had so much permission to be able to learn and grow. And when you work with a healer, you can only heal yourself to the extent that that healer has healed themselves. So they can only help you to the extent that they've healed themselves. And so as I continued to learn, I started to discover some new things. So, one was this energy of the 1%. I discovered where it existed in a certain layer of our aura. And so, even energy healers that know about their aura and their energy field, they know about 7 chakras that connect with 7 layers of their aura. And that's pretty much where most of it ends for most people who do energy work. What I discovered was that this 1% is hiding way out in the 15th layer, where most people are unaware of what's going on out beyond these 7 layers of the aura. And then I discovered that there was another really powerful layer of our aura in the 20th layer. This is the most powerful layer of our energy field. I call it where the innate warrior, your awakened predator lives. That predator energy, like the predator cats that have 360 degrees of awareness. And just like the Nuba tribe in Africa, who never gets eaten by the predator cats, it's because they have this heightened awareness where they have connected to their 360 senses, like when the Egyptians were at their height. And so, this powerful part of our energy field is trying to be compressed on both sides. So, on one side, in the 15th layer, you have that 1% energy pushing in. On the other side, we have fear entities in the 25th layer, and then the reptilian energies in the 30th layer, trying to hold down the most powerful part of our energy field in this 20th layer. And so this is, the more we can learn about our energy field, just like the more we can learn about our physiology, how our body actually works, the more we can take care of our physical body. And the same applies to our spiritual nature, our unseen part of our energy field. It has an anatomy, it has a specific way that it actually runs and works. And the more that we can work with that energy field in harmony, the greater we are going to be able to tap into our greatest gifts and our power. And we won't have to become susceptible to these outer influences that are waging war on humanity. There's no doubt about it. This is how they're trying to control humanity. And they've been doing a pretty good job. They've been keeping humanity asleep and for the most part, little by little, humanity is waking up, right? And so each of us needs to do our part. I'm going to be doing a little clearing here in a moment, and so that we can access more of our radiance and our brilliance, because it's something that already exists. All the things that you'd like to have in your life, or be in your life, or do in your life, it actually already exists. Maybe it's on different dimensions, but it's just a matter of lining up, of aligning our energy field to what already exists, uncovering all the stuff that's preventing us from connecting to what already exists. And so, what energetically we're trying to do is we're trying to expand our energy field, our aura, our brilliance, and our radiance. This is all part of the ascension, growing, expanding, all the way from our inner core out to the 40th layer. The 40th layer is where oneness exists. And so that's not just a concept, it's an actual place and feeling that we can experience when we're clear all the way out to this 40th layer. And so this oneness is where we are all one. We are all made of the same stuff. Our DNA is so identical that no matter where you are in the world and no matter what person you cut open, unless they have some sort of anomaly, you know where the heart is going to be. You know where the uterus is going to be. You know where the eardrum is going to be. And so we are more alike than we are different. And so this oneness is where we're all aspiring to connect to, and where we are already connected, but we don't know it. And so, as we continue to clear our energy field and tap into more and more of our radiance and our brilliance, we're going to experience this oneness. And it's not like cookie cutter oneness where we're all like automatons. We are all made of the same stardust, basically, but we each bring our own unique gifts, don't we? We all have our own unique flavor, personalities, et cetera, et cetera. And so it becomes like many facets to a diamond. And so this is where we're all aspiring to grow to. So in the spiritual battle, we could either become like the person who's always, swatting mosquitoes away and batting the flies, or we could just get out the repellent and we can fortify our energy field. And so a lot of people ask, well, how can we protect ourselves? Throughout the years, people would like to think, oh, you just put an invisible cloak on, or you just, put a rose at the edge of your aura, or you do some other magical hocus pocus thing that um, will magically protect you. And unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. I've tried for years. I've tried every trick in the book. What I discovered actually works is that you become aware and conscious of what is trying to infiltrate into your energy field. You find it, you release it, you remove it. And it's a lot simpler than you would imagine, as you're going to find out when we do this clearing. So, as you continually keep removing the stuff that keeps wanting to come in, that it's trying to plug into all these places where there's holes and tears and a weakness in our energy field, and then they can plug in. The stronger our energy field gets, the more impervious we become. So there was a time, it's probably been about, I think about 4 years ago, that I discovered this 1% in our energy field. And so I've been working on this diligently, finding them, finding them. There they are again, and I was thinking, well, maybe I just keep finding them because I'm looking for it. But over time, my energy field has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger, so that now they rarely come into my energy field. And so that's the beauty of being able to learn this system that I have been given, the infinity system. And part of it is based on this school that I went to for 12 years. And then I stood on the shoulders of those who have gone before me and built from there. Just like David Hawkins, who wrote the book Power versus Force. That scale of consciousness, I also stood on his shoulders. That scale only went to 1,000. So now the new infinity scale brings it to infinity because infinite possibilities are now available. Suffering is also optional. And so I'm curious if you have any questions about what we're talking about here, about fortifying our energy field, about this spiritual battle. And because you can all feel the pressure, right? You can feel something's about to break loose, maybe, and things are going to intensify. So this whole agenda that they have going on, here is the link to my book for those of you who are interested in learning more about my book, where the whole system is outlined, the whole system with illustrations and so forth. Um, I was just going to say something about, and now I've lost my thought. So this how to fortify ourselves. We were talking about how we can fortify ourselves because a lot of people wonder. So I did lose my thought. Okay. We'll come here and see what questions you have. Well, I'm curious if you guys have questions about what this is all about and, how we can fortify ourselves. Maybe you've been experiencing this spiritual attack in different ways. These entities can get very aggressive sometimes, and at the very least, making us feel very angry and fearful. And so let me see what kind of questions you have today. Wow, thank you so much, all of you. Love seeing so many faces here. Virginia Beach and Florida, Ontario, South Africa. Great to have you here. And yes, please share and subscribe to what we do here. Not enough people know what I do here every single week. For about 2 years, I did a Q&A, and then we've discontinued that just so um, Spirit is opening up bigger and better things. One of which is my mentoring program is back. I haven't done it in about 2 years. And so we are now accepting applications for the next mentoring program, which starts January 7th. So that's less than a month away. So if you'd like to see the program for that and more of the details, we have another XJW here. Good. We are kindred souls, right? We know what that's all like. Um, so Susie's been feeling awful lately, totally unfocused, unable to do my creative projects. And yes, that's one of the many faces of fear. Hey, Matt and Z, Terry. So one of the many faces of fear and these fear entities is feeling distracted, feeling confused, feeling unmotivated, feeling maybe a little depressed. And that's one of the many faces of fear that we are going to be clearing today. That's the book. Let's see. Yes, suffering is optional. And hang on. That's the book. Okay, here's the 3-month program. So applications we're now accepting interview applications for this. So if you want to look at the program and start thinking about it, I know some of you like to think about these, where you're going to take a bigger leap, a bigger jump. And this program, I just have to say, is far more than you just learning how to do what I do. This is bringing you through your own massive transformation over 3 months. Yesterday we just finished our 21-day daily MediClearing, where every day I walk you through the process of running your energy. So many magical experiences there. Had one gal who'd been in chronic pain since she was probably 15, 16, as far as she can remember, now completely out of chronic pain. And it's just been so magical, all of the transformations and experience, people who have just been so fearful, so um, just confused and in despair and lack mindsets, who are now just having so much peace of mind, and all these job opportunities are showing up, and it's so magical, amazing. Uh, yes, and Rosalind, she was in the program. She highly recommends it. And we're going to be doing that again, the 21-day daily, um, starting January 7th. So we do it every other month. So that's going to be actually part of the mentoring program too. So if we join the mentoring program, you're going to have the opportunity to do it the 21 days in January and in March. So a lot of good things that have opened up since I closed other things that were, um, I don't know if I'll say smaller in some degree. All right, let's see what we have here. It is 100% truth about revelation in the Bible. I tested truth in the regular Bible and get 25%, but I understand much is missing from it and a lot more to say, but I wondered if there's any truth in that. Um, I've gotten away from the Bible and all the revelation stuff and all that, but I will say that I've found it very fascinating that everything that's unfolding has been prophesied. There's not just in the Bible, but lots of cultures have talked about this time period. The Native Americans, lots of different things. And I also find it fascinating that it's like it's happening in slow motion. And so it's happening slow enough that we can acclimate to what's happening. And as long as we are paying attention and we're not, reacting in fear and not able to think clearly because we're so angry about all the things we see going on. The thing that keeps me sane is realizing that taking the meta view, kind of the stepping back a little bit further and realizing that we in 2012 is when we were the furthest away from pure source energy, whether you want to call it pure source or God or whatever the phrase that you'd like to use. That's the furthest we've been away, according to science, when two cycles were ending. One was a 26,000 year cycle, and the other one was a 5,000 years something or other cycle. So both of these cycles were ending simultaneously. And so now we're gaining this momentum into this new era, the golden age, the age of Aquarius, whatever you want to call it. We're moving with momentum now. We're starting to gain some momentum. And so this is why I've titled this next 21-day program Velocity Rising, because we're starting to gain some momentum. We're starting to get some velocity behind this. And we want to have this arrow directed in the right direction. We want to keep ascending and growing and evolving upward instead of going down the tubes like so many people. Because the what we see going on, as you know, there's a part of you that already knows things are going to take another downturn, right? Things are going to get big again. And I'm not a prophet. I can just feel it, right? And just knowing how this 1% works and what their agenda is. And at the same time, I believe that what they're doing is helping to accelerate our growth and expansion. They're just making it happen that much faster. So all the people who by choice are still asleep, who have made decisions based on reactions of fear, uh, that is, they've just helped to accelerate humanity's growth and expansion. So, there was a time a year ago, I think maybe many of you were there too, where we were just so angry. And so we were trying to preach, and I could feel that Jehovah's Witness energy coming out. We are trying to save the world. And so now I realize, everybody's on their path. Everybody's going to do what they came here to do at this time, whether it's to be a part of that mindset of doing this 1% program, being programmed and following all of that agenda, or like I would say the majority of you that come here are those who are on this other side who are helping to lift humanity. And so there's no accident that you are on the planet at this time with your gifts. And even if you don't know what all your gifts are, we're all stepping more and more into our brilliance and our radiance. And I can see beyond all the chaos, and that keeps me excited because I know there's way more light at the end of the tunnel, and we've got to go through this dark stuff. All this stuff has to crumble, and all this darkness has to fall away. And so this is what we're feeling is the spiritual battle, this light and dark energies. So as spiritual healers, leaders, conscious entrepreneurs, we need to be able to navigate both light and dark energies and not be afraid of this. And the one thing that can be really helpful in navigating some of this darkness is to realize that, and this is a really important thing that I learned in this school that I went to, is that because we have bodies and these spiritual entities, the fear entities, the control beings, discarnate beings, because they don't have bodies, we have seniority. We can combat all of this stuff. And so Spirit has given me tools, and they're very simple to use as well. And so we're going to do a clearing now with the time we have left, unless you guys have some questions. So here is the 21-day program that's starting January 11th. Okay, and then I have another comment here. Oops, wrong one. Exactly. You jumped in magically there. We have this other comment that says, I feel they coming in the form of people, lower vibrational people, who unfortunately I have to interact with. I feel like the fear entities are attached to them. That's exactly what's happening. And not only fear entities, there's actually, I would say, 4 major energies that we're battling against. So one are these fear entities, and these are used by the 1%. The control beings are used by the reptilian energies, and they're all kind of sister cousins. They all kind of work together. These also use implants, energetic implants that they put in our physiology. So the other parts are affecting our energy field, our thoughts, our layers of our aura, chakras. But the implants affect our physiology. So they can be found in the brain, in our eyes, in our throat, in our hearts, in our uterus, the base of our spine, small intestine, stomach, the most common places, even the ears. And these can all be easily removed. And then the fourth thing that I think is also part, I throw it in as part of this battle, are discarnate beings. Now, these are basically dead people that have crossed over, but they, just because they have a body, it doesn't mean that they're not still in these darker energies. In fact, the ones that are down here on the planet that haven't ascended, they are still holding those lower, darker vibrating energies. And so some of these can be channeling through us, trying to still work out their miserable life through us. So these are the 4 things that we're going to be looking at clearing today: fear entities, control beings, implants, and discarnate beings. And so it's just a very easy process that I'm going to walk you through, this process of running your energy. This is a daily practice. I know some people that practice this twice a day, sometimes even more, if they just feel like, things are getting a little too intense. And it's a very simple process. You just listen to for 20 minutes a day. Half of this is devoted to raising your money vibration. So if you already have, high money vibe, that's not an issue for you, but you have all this other stuff, just listen to the first 10 minutes. And this will walk you through the process that I'm going to walk you through now so you can help maintain what we do here. And so once Roma puts that up here, I'll put that up for you, unless you already did. Let's see, hang on one second. And so we're going to walk you through this process of running your energy. And oops, how did that happen? Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll wait for Roma to. There it is. Okay, great. So there's the 20-minute meditation that you can use on a daily basis to practice that and help to maintain what we're about to do. So no further questions. Let's go ahead and get started with this very simple but powerful process. So we're going to go ahead and first imagine a line of energy and make it like a big pipe. We're going to put down your grounding cord. And all of this already exists, but we're going to go through it. So make sure everything's running smoothly. So that grounding cord is going to attach to the center of what I believe is a hollow earth. And when it gets to the center of this earth, even if whether you believe that or not, just play along, just use your imagination. And as this connects to the center of the earth, we're going to start connecting with this luminous interior of our hollow earth, this bright luminosity that we can ground to. And this is where you're going to release all of the energies that are not yours. This high vibration down here can transmute all of these energies. And then I want you to imagine sending roots down from the bottoms of your feet deep into the earth, hundreds of miles, maybe even thousands of miles. There's a highly intelligent communication layer below the surface of the earth through the root system, which is also connected to the mycelium, the fungus, this intelligent communication layer that connects all the way around the planet, even under the water where there's still plant life. So connect to all of that, as well as, so this would be the pure darkness that's under our planet, as well as the crystalline energy, crystals that hold a very high light frequency. As you send these roots down into the earth, you're intermingling and connecting with this intelligent, high vibrational energy all the way around the planet. And from there, you're going to start bringing this high vibrational energy up through your legs, your calves, your knees, up through your thighs, down your grounding cord. Excellent. You have 2 loops of energy going up through your legs. Let's see if you have a worry circle. Yes, it's going out to the second layer. So this worry circle that radiates around the root chakra is where you hold all of your worry, stress, anxiety, doubts, fear, uncertainty. And right now there's a lot of anger that's being held at the root. So let's pull in this circle, and we're going to drop all of this anger, all of this rage down your grounding. This is the energy that kicks you out of your body. We want to be in our bodies 100% all the time so we can get all the messages that are coming through. Just breathe and release all of that anger that's probably not even yours. Okay, great. The fourth and final part to getting ultra grounded, and this is fairly new, it's not even in my book, is to come up to your heart chakra. We're going to start grounding our hearts. And we're going to connect with that bright luminosity right in the center of our hearts. And we're going to start bringing this energy down through the central core. So it's going to come down into the solar plexus. So it's kind of stopping. Maybe you notice that feeling of resistance. It feels a little spongy. So this is the heart not being able to connect to your power source. So if you're new here, sometimes the language of light will come through. I can feel it already wanting to come through. It's just another gift that's been given to me fairly recently. So we're going to bring this light energy down into the solar plexus where it's stopping. And the congestion in the solar plexus goes all the way out to the 25th layer. This is where fear is stopping you from stepping into your brilliance, your radiance, your next step. So we're just going to pull this energy in. There's a control being here. So we're going to pull this energy in, and we're also going to use a black flame, which is pure darkness, right in the core of your solar plexus so that we can ground your heart. So go ahead and turn up that flame. Oi nai e o ko mape pia tua ka ke nai oi nai a pape kukwana e a e nai tu tua pa ki kwana ya na te tia oi noia hui nai te tia pe pe anka ke I o no to tua a e o kua ua ai. Okay, so now we're going to bring this heart energy down through the solar plexus. There we go. Did you feel that difference? Down through the solar plexus, down into that second chakra, spilling down the root. Excellent. So now maybe you can breathe a little better. That heart is now grounded. So now you can release all of the judgments in your heart, all of the ways that this spiritual battle is trying to make you feel like you're not doing enough, like you're doing it wrong. So just let all of those judgments go, all of those expectations, all of that pressure to be doing more. Excellent. So now we're going to connect with pure source energy far above your heads. We're going to start bringing this pure source down through the creative rings that hover above your head and that hold all of your dreams, your desires, your goals, your intentions. And pure source is going to start recalibrating these rings in your highest and best interests. So we're bringing this energy of pure source down through the rings. So it's coming down, recalibrating. Because maybe some of your intentions or your desires are not in your highest best interests. Maybe you're still operating out of ego and you're maybe trying to prove something that's already true. Maybe you're already enough, right? You're already worthy. You're already lovable. There's nothing to prove. We're going to bring pure source. It's still coming down through calibrating these rings. There we go. Now it's coming into the crown where it's stopping. This is where we give ourselves permission. We don't have to get anybody else's approval. We are sovereign beings, but there's some energy here that's preventing that. And that energy belongs to the 1%. So the congestion goes all the way out to the 15th layer. So just like at the root, up at our crown, there's a circle of energy. This is the permission circle. So we're going to pull in this permission circle so we can access more of our personal permission. Here we go. And we're going to send this energy up. When it comes to the core, we're going to send it up and off planet, which is where all of these fear entities belong. Okay, great. So as we're bringing pure source down through the crown, 6, it's stopping right here where there's beliefs that are not yours, that are no doubt making you feel confused and tired. When we're seeing life through beliefs that are not ours, it just creates confusion. So the congestion goes all the way out to the 15th layer, again, the 1%. So because we had a very specific intention about clearing the energies that are related to this spiritual battle, that's what we're finding everywhere. So we're going to pull these beliefs around having to work harder for the machine and obeying, complying to things that are not even laws. We're going to just pull all of these beliefs to the core, and then we're going to send it up and out through the central core. All these beliefs that are not ours. You wonder why you can't see clearly, why you can't make a choice or a decision. You have all this confusion going on here. Let's bring pure source down through that 6th chakra, down through the throat, into the heart. Great. Solar plexus, excellent. 2nd chakra. Okay, it's stopping right at that 2nd chakra in your lower belly. All the way out to the 15th layer. So this is the 1% again, where they're trying to create through you. Your 2nd chakra is where we create everything. Babies. This is our magical transformer. It converts energy into physical things, into physical reality. Just keep breathing and releasing. This is also where you process a lot of emotions. So you're letting go of a lot of anger. Can you feel that? We can drop the anger down the grounding, but we're going to lift this 1% energy up through the central core, sending it off planet, because that's how they come in. They come into your crown, come down the central core, and then they spread out. They spread out through these different layers of your chakras. All right, so we're bringing pure source down through that 2nd chakra now, spilling down the root. Excellent. Now we're going to mix these two energies, that earth energy with pure source coming down the backside. We're going to bring it up the front, 50-50 mixture, real close to the spine. So it's getting stuck right there. So a lot of you have lost your grounding cords. Can you feel like you kind of contracted and you kind of like went, ooh? So we're going to put your grounding cord back down again. And this is why it can be hard doing this work all by yourself. A lot of people, you're like, the lone wolf. I know that. I know that story really well. And there's a point where you have to eventually get help. And so that's where you really make rapid progress. And these are all energy hacks. These are just like rapid transformation, just clearing all kinds of stuff in a very fast way. This is helping to accelerate humanity. All right, there. So now you're grounded again. So let's go back to bringing this 50-50 mixture up the front through the 2nd chakra where it's stopping. It's going out to the 2nd layer where there's a lot of rage. So when we hold this anger and rage in our bodies and we're trying to manage our anger, it creates so much stress on our nervous system, and it will make you sick. Stress is a very big reason and cause for many of the illnesses on the planet. So unless you're using anger for a very specific focused thing to get something done, like a laser, all of this other stuff is wasted energy, and it's exhausting. So let's let it all go. I'm not taking your anger away. You can tap in anytime you want, but there's no need to hold all of this excess anger. Just dropping it down the grounding. There we go. So let's go back to bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the 2nd chakra, solar plexus, heart, where it's stopping. It's going out to the 3rd layer. So these are all the judgments you hold against yourself, where you make yourself wrong. And it's also affecting your ability to access your infinite intelligence, your ability to self-generate love. We're just going to pull all of this into the core of the heart and just drop it down the grounding cord. There's nothing to prove. You're already enough. You're already lovable. You're already worthy. Yeah, just drop all that down. Ai nei ia kuama o tutuania e ana kekua. E a pa ke nititio. Ua unea pe kake ono oa I inate. Ya kwa ukua me anate tia. Okay, there's something still there. So this is where the infinity system is really helpful because we get to the bottoms of things and we are measuring and counting and evaluating. So here, there's a fear entity. So we're going to use a black flame. There's actually more than one. There's like 5 of them. And about 3 control beings. So we're just going to use a huge black flame right here in the center of your chest, like go inward. So it's in the center of your body. Imagine that. And you're just going to turn up this black flame energy, which has such a high frequency, pure darkness, that these darker energies can't hold the energy of pure darkness because they are dark darkness. So we're going to just turn that up and watch them disappear and detach. Oe nai ai kua mapapa e kia, ti na wa pepia. E kanai e ana oa wape. Kinitia e na upua. Wai nai tea. Kukua e a e tai kukua ma e o papa e titia. Kena e a. Okay, great. Let's see if we can bring this 50-50 mixture up through the heart. Almost. There's something else still there. There's a discarnate being. So we're getting all of them today. Dead guys, everybody. This discarnate being is a very dark being. It's vibrating at a -30, which is like where Hitler is. So we're going to use a black flame. Sometimes we'll use a violet flame. We're going to use a black flame because it's such a dark being. So go ahead and turn up the flame on that, and we can help this old guy ascend. Ai nai o ua o nai ke kia mape u tu ana e a tatai. Wa aya ke ana te tio kua unai pe a te te a ke a pe anu aya. Okay, there. Now we can bring that energy up through the heart. You feel that difference? Into the throat. 6 chakra crown rings. Cascading down through all the layers of the aura as it merges below your feet with your grounding cord. Let's pay special attention to the 3rd layer. We're going to start at the top. We're going to clear the effort out of your energy field. All that pushing, forcing, chasing energy, which is not your energy. This is all part of this 1% agenda. They want to keep pushing you. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to jump out to the 30th layer. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to lift this reptilian energy influence out of your energy field that's way out of your awareness, but it's still going to affect you because you're connected to your aura. Okay, the rest of the aura is clear. Now we're going to bring the energy from the heart. We're going to clear your circle of reciprocity out that right arm, that masculine giving side, implementing side. We're going to put our fingertips together so we can start receiving. So as we're coming up, it stops right at the elbow. So as we're gently pulling this up, we're going to imagine that we are not trying to control everything, that we are in the energy of surrender and allowing. This is how you receive, not through controlling everything, but opening up the channel so that you can allow the receiving to happen. So this energy is creating a circle as it comes down through the front and back of the heart, out the right arm, in the left. So that's the circle of reciprocity. Simultaneously through the front and back of the throat, sixth chakra, crown, through all the rings. Okay, we're going to do a final check. So that's the process of running your energy. We're going to do a final check for fear entities, control beings, discarnate beings, and implants. So fear entities, there's still 2 left. In the root chakra, we're going to use another black flame. So we're going to go ahead and transmute those energies at the root. O inai ea mai kukwana tea guape titana ikeo tu mai tia aine aqua qua ua netia kukwa tia. Okay, so that's no fear entities now, no control beings. Let's see about discarnate beings. There's 2 left in the root. So we're going to use a violet flame on these. These are not as intense, but they're still there. So let's use a violet flame. We're going to transmute the attachments for these. Vinaya aya kukwapa etia no kua etia maya tatea kukwa na ekia. Okay, great. So we're going to do implants in 1 second, but I want to make sure that all of these discarnate beings, because there's some that maybe we get them out of our physiology, out of our bodies, but they're still kind of hanging around. So let's see. Yeah, there's about 30 of them. So we're going to create an avatar for these. We're going to put them all in the avatar. I'm going to ground the avatar, and then we're just going to clear a couple places that are going to become evident of why these beings are still earthbound. So they have some beliefs. We're going to clear the 6th chakra of the avatar out to that 3rd layer where they still are entertaining these powerless beliefs. They don't know how powerful they are, even though they don't have a body. So we're going to clear that. 765. And then in the heart, out to that 3rd layer where they're still judging themselves. They're still making themselves wrong. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. And then in the root, out to that 3rd layer. So being ascended means that they release all these heavy, dense energies in their energy field so that they can ascend. Yeah, there they go. Plus 30. That's kind of the measurement. Either a minus 30 or plus 30. Okay, so let's, last but not least, we're going to clear implants. Wow, it's just a lot. I'm getting like 50. So we're just going to go to the places. We're going to use a red flame for these. And I'm going to tell you where to use a red flame. And you just turn up the volume and these things just dissipate. It's amazing. So we're going to do the brain. We're going to do the brain, both left and right hemispheres. Also the pineal gland, the eyes, the ears, the throat, the heart, the stomach, uterus, prostate, and base of spine. So turn up a red flame for all of those places, and we're just going to transmute all of these energies. Oena e a ma pe putukua mekia e tatiakua. E pe naio wa pea ki uto una eaka oko amapea tituokina. Aye no oa pae kana e tika ke anatea. So there's about 3 left. So let's see where these are. These are the more stubborn ones, maybe. Brain, heart, throat, eyes, ears. Still in the uterus. Yep, all 3 are in the uterus. So, yeah, I just heard a shocking statistic yesterday that about 25 of the births in the United States, 25% are stillborn now. And the nurse that talked about this can't talk about it. So, yes, they are attacking our uteruses. And even if you're beyond the age, like I am, of having kids, the uterus is still part of that second chakra, still where you're going to create things. So let's use a red flame right in that uterus. Oinai naeo wa peako kwane kukuani a peaka kaonu ayatatai. Okay, great. So now there's no implants. We've cleared all of these energies that are part of this spiritual battle. If you ever feel like you're starting to get inundated again, come back and listen to this. And especially this last part of the MediClearing, where you can clear your energy field again. This was a little bit longer than usual, but it felt like it was really important. And I so appreciate all of you that keep coming here every week. And, this process that we just went through, we'll be doing, starting a daily practice of this again in January, starting January 11th, 1/11. So if you want to join us for that, there's links below this video and on the website, KimberlySherry.com. And also, we've opened up accepting applications now for the mentoring program. That this 21-day program will also be included in. Starting now, we're taking applications now, but you can start taking a look at that program, start thinking about it, seeing if you're aligned with it, seeing how, if you're ready to not only help yourself in a much greater fashion, but being able to help others along the way as well. All right. Well, sending so much love. I will be back next Friday sharing another inspiration. So go off and enjoy your weekend, and I will see you around. All right. Sending so much love. Namaste.